Welcome to this look at new mods on Farming Simulator 25 with me, MrSealyp. Ladies and gentlemen, this is technically part 2, well, no, it's not technically, it is part 2 of the mods from Friday the 1st of August. There were just too many, I couldn't get it all into one. So, we're going to start off with, if you haven't seen that, I'll put a card, should come up hopefully, if I remember, should come up now, to part 1. But don't forget to do part 2 as well, because there's a lot of cool stuff in part 2 too. Going to start off with this. This is the Fimaks FMV15F by KRKZ-modding and Fimaks AS. 15.65 megabytes download, 6 slots, 16,000 litres, and it is this feed mixer, total mix ration mixer just here. Very nice indeed. This you'll find under animals, under forage mixers, just there, 30,000 to purchase, 100 horsepower required. Options on this, we have got Trelleborg, BKT, Vredestein, back again, Trelleborg, standard and wide, BKT, standard and wide, and then the Vredestein was just as it is. License plate option on there as well. That's it. So, we'll just start this up, turn it on. We have got 16,000 litres in there. If you look top left, you can see the split. So it's hay and silage 37% each of the mix, 20% of straw, and then 4% total mix ration mineral feed. But you don't have to do mixes in mixer wagons like that. You can just do hay and silage. You can do hay, silage, and straw, and you can have all four if you want. As long as the bars are in the green and bottom right, once you've done your ration, if it says total mix ration, you've got total mix ration. So there are all different ways of doing it. What is cool about this one as well, if I go in cab and we swing around to the back there, that monitor, if we go L1 and right stick up and down, we can swing the monitor. It's a little bit difficult to see, but it does give the weight in there. So the monitor can swing. So you can put it out like that if you're looking at it from outside, or if you want to look at it from the cab, you can. Back out from there. And we have got the option then for tip side left front or tip side right front. So we'll go left front. It's basically just a little conveyor belt, and it switches between the two. We should get an option to unload. Come over there, there we go. I'm not putting it into an animal pen, we'll just do it here for the time being. Unload, opens the flap, out it comes, and if you switch it to tip side right, it does the opposite. There's no tip side rear on this one, it is just that. So there you go. Oh, it's going to carry on going, apparently. I thought I just put stop overloading. There we go. Let's drive off of that so it doesn't carry on. So there we go. That is the Fimaks FMV15F. Next, I did get one of these out. I did. This is the... I'm going to have to get this right. This is the FTG FB15D. Yes, by Rimvis. Just here. This is 23.83 megabytes download and 13 slots. It's a small tow behind. It's designed as a car trailer. I mean, you can still hook up to tractors and stuff like that as a small logging operation trailer. Now, this doesn't have an option for putting your chainsaw on it. But as you can see, with a crane as well, which does make life a little bit easier. Now this can be operated, it does need to be hooked up to a vehicle with an engine running. But as you can see, when you enter the vehicle, it will operate from there. But if I try to do anything now... Oh, it's going to do it. Did I leave the engine running? Okay. It does need to be hooked up, but as you can also see, it's leaning quite a lot. So if I change control group from 1, press triangle to 2, got support leg up and down, so you just support it a little bit. Obviously that will go a long way up, but be careful because obviously as you can see it will raise the entire vehicle off the ground. You just want it supported enough, so if I press triangle again and go back to crane, as it's moving the whole trailer is not tipping too much. And then crane operation is pretty much like any other crane on any other vehicle. We go up, down, in, out, shake it all about, and then L1, R1, rotate the head, open and close like that, and then tension straps on the trailer bed itself. I did leave the engine running because it's electric. This you'll find under your forestry wood transport trailers. It's just there. Now that says FB90D3P, then FTG FB15D. It's 11 grand. No options on it. It comes just like that. So there we go. That is that one. Now we're going to stay in here for the moment because the next one is the Ponsse Forwarder Trailer Pack by HR Forst und Fahrzeugbau, 33.01 megabytes download, 15 slots for each, and they are both here. So these are forwarder trailers. Normally, I say not normally, I mean that's another sweeping statement, but forwarders are usually self-propelled. But these are trail behind forwarders. So you've got a bunk trailer and a clam bunk. So in essence, the forwarder here has the crane option on it, has the stanchions and supports, but it's trailed. Now you can hook these behind other forwarders. If the forwarder has got a trailer hitch on it, shouldn't be a problem at all. But if you're doing it with a tractor, it takes your whole unit out. You load up with your crane, put your logs on, and away you go. Happy days. The other one is more like a skidder. So a skidder that has the clam bunk on it, and you normally drag whole logs, put the whole log on, close the clam bunk, and then you would drag the logs out of the wilderness. So this is a trail behind skidder, really. Again, so rather than a self-propelled one, which are a bit more expensive. If we come out of here and we come to our, there's our forwarders. So we're looking there, I mean, they're smaller ones. There's a skidder, 325 grand with a clam bunk on the back, which is that bit there. And that's 340 grand, that's 350 grand. So these we're looking at instead 25 and 25. So yeah, you know, as a trail behind option. I'm not going to show the options on both because they are pretty much the same, but we have got this one, our knock-in tyres with 2 or 3 different options. We've got the BKT with those 2 options. We've got Trelleborg with 4, I think it is, or 3. 3. Those ones. Then we've got the Ollisfords. Again, I'm not going to run through all the different options, but we got the various different track options and chain options. I'm going to leave one of those sets on because then we come on to our colour options in a little while. We've got a chainsaw holder option, yes or no. So if you put that on, when you go around the side of it, it will give the option for placing your chainsaw on there. Then we've got stanchion colour. If we change that to that, it does the top of the stanchion supports. Claw colour does your claw. There you go, orange. Hose protection colour, let's go green. There you go. So hose protectors are all over it. We'll change to green. Ollisfords colour, I prefer to go metallic on my Ollisfords, but that's just me. So if we go light silver like that, and then we should have the option, if it does it, to go metallic, so you get a more sort of metal chain look, but again, that's entirely up to you. And then rim colour option on there as well. And like I say, the clam bunk is pretty much the same options all the way down on that one too. I didn't get those out. You know, we know sort of how cranes operate, how the the cranes operate, and that's the difference between the two. Is one is more crane into a log trailer. That one is a clam bunk, more for larger, longer logs. Nice. There you go. The Ponsse Forwarder Trailer. Now, if we come, actually, do we need to come out of there? No, we don't. We're going to stay in here for a moment because the next pack is the CLAAS Xerion Attachments by Kenny456, and 2 of them are right here. So we'll have a look at those straight away. We have got the wood transport backs. These are both 5 slots, and we've got one here that says CLAAS Xerion Attachment, and that says Xerion Saddle Track. So there are required mods for this. Now it says the Giants mods that is are what are required, should I say. Where are we? It says, so this pack is a pack of tools for the CLAAS Xerion and CLAAS Xerion Saddle Track tractors, mods from Giants. Now I know there's a Saddle Track pack and there's a couple of different Xerions out from other modders. I haven't tried those ones. I've just gone with the ones it said for Giants. That would be something you might want to go away and have a fiddle around with and see, because there might be a particular one you like. But you're going to need those for this to work. But so one will work for one will work for the other. So bear that in mind. Options on this. So crane, yes or no. So if you don't want the crane, it just becomes a log back bunk, should I say. Or if you want the crane to load onto it, you can, but you might be using a telehandler or something else to load on. That's up to you. Main colour does the whole framework. Crane colour does the main crane, and then grapple colour does the crane head. Let's go white so you can see there. So you can mix and match, pick and choose, and the same options on the other version as well. Nice. So that's the bunks, the backs. If we go from there to, we want miscellaneous. Was it miscellaneous? Let's double check. Yeah, there we go. So we've got the dump body. So this is This has a wood chipper option that goes with this as well, so you can just use your Xerion as a log transport if you wanted to, if you're in rough terrain, or you can use the whole pack as it's intended. So that's the Xerion dump body, that's the Xerion saddle track dump body. Did I say who? I said Kenny456. 48.69 megabytes download overall. So these backs are 5 slots each. I'll show you on the saddle track version this time. So saddle track version, main colour, well, you can kind of see what that's going to do. Does that. Second colour does that. So again, pick and choose. You go for it. Then, if we come from there and we go back to our forestry and we go to wood chippers, we've got the CLAAS wood chipper, which goes on the front of the vehicle. That one starts off at 6 slots and comes down. Main colour, I'll change it to that. There we go. Does that. Crane colour and grapple colour, where you can see what the crane is, you can see what the grapple is, and it changes that. Now, it's not without a potential issue, I guess. And that's this pack here. So there's the back, and I've got that for the Xerion. So this is the Giants Xerion, and that's the Giants saddle track just there. So you can see I've got the wood chipper on the front, but the pipe actually cuts into the cab. If I raise it up, it's okay, but obviously if you're trying to do, I suppose maybe you're not feeding it on the ground. Maybe not, maybe just to detach it. I'll raise it up and then it won't touch that. That should be absolutely fine. But as far as this one goes, if you're going to get the larger one, you need the track VC. You need the track VC. For this to work, you need to be able to change driving direction. Because then when you change your driving direction like that, you've got the full length of the Xerion. If we drive underneath the back of that, it will then attach onto the Xerion, like that, with supports, and then you've got this big old log. I love this. It is pure class. Now, same options as usual. Crane works as you would expect the crane to work. But again, with this one, you don't have to have the crane on it. If you've got a crane on the other one, or you've got another crane, or some other way of loading up, but then it just becomes a log back. We've got our open and close, rotate of our crane, in and out, and all that kind of thing for our crane, which is lovely. We've got tension straps on the back section. Now, it does also give us the option to unfold stabilisers. So if you're on slightly uneven ground, the stabilisers, which normally come out when you detach it, can do that to support the whole thing when you're loading up, to keep it all level and stable if you're picking up logs so the whole lot doesn't rock. Then we can fold those stabilisers away and off you go. I think it's brilliant. I love this. Now, we had this pack on FS22, but I don't think we had this back. I'm pretty sure we didn't, unless it had it in an update. So that's the log back, and then we've got the actual saddle track here. So if we attach the bunk onto the back of it like that, if we switch to the front, if I lift the wood chipper, so the wood chipper, when it's raised, lifts it away. So I guess you'd probably be pulling the logs in like that. I just find sometimes if it's on the ground, it's easier to pull them in off the ground if you wanted to, but again, that's entirely up to you. Now, with the bunk itself on the back, we've got the option for, where are we? Tip side high, there you go. Tip side high or tip side low. So if I go tip side low, if I'm going to unload this, it will stay like that. It will tip into whatever you want to tip. Now, bearing in mind the saddle track, and if you've gone for the Xerion option, the larger Xerion, they sit quite high anyway. But if you're tipping into something even higher, if you want to, you can switch that to tip side high, and it will raise the whole thing up to unload. So again, I don't know, into a train, into or whatever it might be. For whatever reason, you might want to raise that whole thing up. I love it. It's very smooth. It's buttery. It just does the thing, you know. It works very, very well. So the wood chipper itself, then, if I fold the wood chipper, because it's got a crane built on it, that will fold the whole lot away, and we're good for transport. But then, obviously, if you want to use the crane, and again, you don't have to. You can go for it, do whatever you want to do. So the crane again works just the same as any other cranes do. I'll move that to one side. We've got a rotation of our head, open and close, all that kind of good stuff. If we switch back to our front then, and we can raise and lower it. We've already seen that. Pipe in. I haven't actually done pipe in yet. It doesn't even do anything. But what we're going to do is turn on the wood chipper, which drew that in straight away. Wood chips out the back, and then you just load it up to your heart's content. So we've got a log carrier. Now again, I'm just loading up smaller chunks that I've cut. But if you want to grab a whole log and you can put the whole log in the start and then kind of guide it, you can. That's why I prefer it sat on the ground, simply because it's easier then if the logs sit on the floor, you don't get any mucking around with it going all over the place. But that's, in essence, that's what it does. It's a very, very cool pack. And it's, you know, on this, the saddle track. Now, another piece of advice as well with this is the same with the larger one as well. To turn that off, if I switch to the back and detach it, it does that. Now look at the width of the supports. If you go for the saddle track, this one doesn't have to be turned because the saddle track comes like this. You can't go with twins. Because I initially got it with twin wheels. Well, that looks really cool with twin knock-ins, but the twin wheels wouldn't fit underneath the support legs on the back. So if you're going to get it, you're going to need to go with singles on there. But there you go. That's the pack. Very cool. As I said, pure class. The CLAAS Xerion Attachments. Next we move on to the Bullhorn Deutz-Fahr is what I'm calling it. It's just nuts. Just look at it. What is happening anyway? So this is the 2019 Deutz Series 9 by Redneck's mods, 46.15 megabytes download. Yeah, 25 slots for the vehicle. You will find this under large tractoren. So we come up to the top and go to our large tractors, and there it is. There's our Deutz. 200 grand. Not a bad price actually for our starting off vehicle, because it starts off at 295 horsepower. So if you get it just flat, standard, bang, wallop, there you go. Awesome. We've got then 312, 336, 465 horsepower, which isn't a huge amount really for 36 grand on top of that. So we're looking at 236,000 for 465 horsepower. I like it. And then we got the Boss Hoss, 40 mile an hour, 3,100 horsepower. Now it says 40 mile an hour, but it's not, because I got this one out. It goes 112. So yeah, well, I think it says 112. We'll check that in a minute. So there's the Boss Hoss version. Anyway, we then got the option for Trelleborg, Michelin, Mitas, Continental, BKT, Vredestein, Nokian, and then Lizard. Now the Lizard has got the LSWs straight off the bat. We've then got LSWs with weights. We've then got crawler track like that. Then that, then that, then back to LSWs. I think I went for that option because I just thought it looked really cool with the wider tracks on the back. But again, that's what you do is entirely up to you. If we go back to, for example, Trelleborg, we'll run through a set of options. Actually, which one had? There was a set of really wide ones, but let's have a look. So we got under Trelleborg, standard, wheel weights, wide and weights, twin wheels, rear twins. Oh yeah, the big boys. So it puts big old chunk, almost like LSWs. And again, I really like the look of that. That's pretty cool. And then we've got row crops with weights, rear twin with weights, duals with weights, back to standard. And again, that's a nice option. I like that. It's very cool indeed. And then there's obviously all the other tyre choices. Have a look through. You'll find the ones that have various different options that you will like and you will pick. That's entirely up to you. Then design standard or warrior. And then we've got bull horns. We've got no with horns. Then we've got beacon lights, double LED bar, single LED left, left and right, small beacon bar, back to no. Skull eyes. Now skull eyes, that is genuinely inside the skull. Now I should have gone red. I don't know why I didn't go red. I went green because it's Deutz. I thought, oh, it would look really cool. Red would have looked way better, I reckon. Purple, orange, blue, toothpaste, pink, and then no. Daytime LEDs, again we can choose. There's a whole load of different options with colour on those. Front loader attacher, yes or no. So if you want a front loader on there, sorry, quick, no. Then got the, if you got precision farming on, you've got the option for the Iceria Pro compact sensors on there as well. Their main colour, I mean, you can just go for it. I mean, you can just whatever you want. There's a whole load of colour choices to go for. You'll find something you like. There's chrome ones. There's all sorts. Yeah. So pick and choose. You'll find a colour that you like. Rim colour and license plate option on there too. So let's jump out. I'm sure it was 112, 141. Sorry, no, 141. So look. So when you start the ignition, I should have gone red eyes. I should have gone red. Anyway, there's our lights. Beacons, which are pretty good if you've gone. I like that unit. Side lights as well on the side of that. That's pretty cool. Horn. Oh, good grief. I didn't try the horn off camera. And then, yeah, 141. Again, you haven't got to go for the crazy horsepower. Crazy horsepower, I don't know, yeah. Anyway. So yeah, if you go for, you can go a little bit more standard, obviously. You don't have to go as nuts as this. But it's a very cool platform with a whole load of stuff going on. L1, R1, R1 right stick up and down was... I mean, I couldn't work out what that did. R1, right stick up and down. Yeah, I couldn't figure out what was happening there. What is cool, was it on this one or was it on the... Oh, it might be on the final one. Turn our lights on. Yeah, it was on the final one. You'll see, yeah, you'll see it on that. L1, R1, and then we had open crane tool. It's just the rear window, I think it was. I don't know if it's the door that's supposed to open on the other one, but I couldn't get it to right stick up and down. Yeah. Oh, there you go, it's the rear hitch. There we go. See the ball hitch on the back there? There we go. That's adjusting. I couldn't work out what it was. As we've already seen, interior, very nice. So again, with a lot of mods now, you know, you have got the option to go crazy if you want to, but if you don't want to go crazy, then go fairly standard. And if you go fairly standard, even the sort of the lower horsepowers aren't mad. They're not really expensive, which I think is absolutely brilliant. So there we go. There's the, you know, I called it the bullhorn because it was, but anyway, the 2019 Deutz Series 9. Next, we move over to this. This is the Lizard 4100 by VincoMods, 8.38 megabytes download and 5 slots. It's a little diddy tractor. I think it's a 45 horsepower, I want to say. So you'll find it under small tractors, and it's just there. Yeah, 45 horsepower. 4,500 for the standard model. We've got standard. The weights on this were a little bit weird. They look a little bit, what's the word best way of putting it? Plain is the wrong word. I don't know. Anyway, light rear weight, heavy back weight. Front weight, so it changes the front wheel, so don't see that. So you've got front weight, light front and rear, heavy front and rear, spoke tyre. I didn't get a spoke there, I'm not quite sure. Is that the front tyre goes from a solid? Yeah, kind of, I guess, spokes, plate really. Light rear weight, heavy back weight, front weight, light front and rear, heavy front and rear, back to standard. You've got grid yes or no on the front for protection. Roof, yes or no. Puts a canopy on there. I'll leave that for the moment because there's an option for colour. Then we've got weight. Now this was... Oh yeah, that was on the front. There we go. So weight there. Puts a little bar across front. Yes or no. Exhaust standard. So that puts out the side there. So chrome at the moment. Then the sort of black. Then it goes exhaust 2 up there. Chrome and black. Then a really tall one. Chrome and black. And then back to standard. Main colour, anything on that palette, does that. Design colour does the canopy up the top. And then rim colour and license plate option on there too. Hop on. Oh, did I not? Hang on a minute. Did I miss... Wheel setup. No, there was an option for tyres, was there? Why did I think there was different options for tyres on this? Losing my mind. There's our lights. Let's say it's just a little ditty round the yard type thing, or if you're running small machinery and equipment, really inexpensive. I mean, it's sort of a small step up from a lawnmower, I guess, really, when you think about it. The little mini lawnmower tractors. Probably good for greenhouse, small garden work, that kind of thing. So there you have it. The Lizard 4100 by VincoMods. Next we move on to this. They're all really good. I really like them today. This is the Case Puma 185260 by Waffle. 19.48 megabytes download and 17 slots. Again, very nicely made in detail with some nice options on it. Sounds great. Looks good. And then we move on to that. Yeah, honestly, it's very cool today. So these are under medium tractors. We had just there 189,500 for the base version. So we've got 224 horsepower, 245, 260, 271, 302, and and then back in. Yeah, 302 was the highest one it goes up to. We've got Wilbrand, Trelleborg, Michelin, Continental, Mitas, BKT, Vredestein, Nokian, and back. I'll show you under the Trelleborg. So we've got standard, wheel weights, medium and weights, wides and weights, narrows, rear narrow twin. And look at the tyre tread on that rear narrow twin, it's slightly different. Narrow twins, and again that rear one is a different tread. Rear twin, twin, back to standard. I think there was an option on one of the tyre choices that it changed that rear one on the outside. But again, you have a fiddle around, you'll find tyre choices. Like, so panorama window, that's on the top there, yes or no. So you can add that on if you're running a front loader. So you can look out of that window and you can see your front loader higher up, or just if you want to look out of the birds, stars, whatever it might be. Front loader attacher, we've got quick, Hauer, no. Again, the Xerion Pro Compact, if you've got precision farming on, puts the sensors on the wing mirrors. Base colour, anything on that palette, does that. Interior, change it, oh, that's grim. Seat main, let's change that to blue. Does the main pad, and again you can switch that if you've got the extra color selection, color configuration mod on. You can put that matte if you don't want them to look leathery. If you want them to look more like material, you can. Seat second, that's the color around the outside of that. Let's go orange, there we go, on there, fiddle around with that. Grid front, let's go blue. Does the grid on the front. Again, you can metallics if you want to. Rim color, license plate option as well. There you go. So let's jump in. Lights, beacons. Now this one had L1, R1, right stick side to side, does our door. Like so. Right stick up and down, does our rear window. Like that. I do like the fact as well, this one, look. Got the mirror there, although I don't think it's showing anything. Oh, it's not, is it? Oh, that's a pity. The mirror normally looks down towards the rear hitch, so you can look down and you can see the hitch easier, but it's actually not showing anything. Oh, that's a pity. I was really hoping that was going to show the rear hitch. Anyway, interior, as you can see, very nice indeed. Nice place to spend the day. Again, it's those little things. I do like a lot of these ones that have a little bit of cab suspension. You get that movement when you're turning. You can see it in the seat, you can see it in the tractor, and we kind of become oblivious to it. We get so into must get a harvest done, must get this done, going from A to B, doing whatever. The tractor just becomes an accessory to what you're doing, or just is a tool. It's something you need for work, but very cool indeed, like that. So there you go. The case Puma 185260, which brings me on to the last of the mods for Friday the 1st of August. We've got the Fendt 600 Vario Gen 1 by Paul. 46 megabyte download. And I suddenly thought, I'm sure Paul's done a few. So I clicked on his link on the Modhub website. So when you click on it, we have had from Paul, and it's all Fendt stuff, the Fendt Tego pack. We've had the Fendt 1000 Vario Series, the Fendt 500 Vario Series, 700 Vario Series, 300 Vario Series, 900 Vario Series, and now we've got the the Vario S4, and then we've got the Fendt 600 Vario Gen 1. If I recall correctly, these have quite a lot of options. It sounds great as well. I've gone for a slightly different colour palette choice on it, but again, it looks crisp, clean, neat, tidy. It sounds great, and there's a brilliant option. Again, I'm not saying this is the only vehicle that's ever had it, but it's got a really cool option on the monitors, which you'll see in just a moment. So we come down to here, there's our 600 Vario Gen 1. So we've got 40 and 50 kilometre in each of the horsepower. So 149 horsepower, 40 and 50 kilometre hour. I won't keep saying that. Then we've got 169 horsepower, then 189 horsepower, 209 horsepower, back to 149. So 209, the highest it's going to go on this one. Wilbrand, Trelleborg, Michelin, Continental, Mitas, BKT, Vredestein, Nokian, and back. I'll show you on the Trelleborg. Standard. Vario grip. Medium tyres. Vario grip. Medium tyres 2. Vario grip 2. Narrow tyres. This might be the same actually. Narrow tyres with Vario grip. Narrow tyres Vario grip 2. Then twins. Oh yes, this is the same thing. Look at that the rear tread on that rear one. Then we go for with weights, wasn't it? Then we go. Let's let change. See the rear tyre change tread. Then we go to all round, and the rear one's gone back to that tighter tread, and then we go for a more open tread on it after weights. Yeah, so you've got a few different options on that one. Rear twins, back to standard, and then all the other options available for different tyre brands. Wheel weights, standard or flange. So if you want to put those on, you've got standard, flange, 300 kilo, 600 kilo. I like the way the back goes down, the weight of it. Cool. Back to standard. Then we've got power settings. Again, I'm not going to show you all these, but inside the cab, this is to do with joystick, settings, buttons, and all that kind of stuff. Power setting 1, 2, Power Plus setting 1 and 2, Profi setting 1 and 2, Profi Plus setting 1 and 2, and back to power setting 1. Beacon light, no. Left, right, both. Warning signs, yes or no. Sorry, no. Warning signs with LEDs or no. And then you've got panorama. So at the moment the cab's like that. So you've got panorama window on this side. You can go panorama and door right. So let's put the door on there. So you can see the panorama cab on the front as well. You've then got standard cabin, which puts all the different bars. So you've got sort of separate panels. So you've got that, which is much more open, or that, which has got all the extra bits and bobs on there. Back to panorama cabin Visio Plus, which gives you a much more open view of the world around you. Design line, we've got standard, we've got chrome exhaust, and then yes, which puts the design line bit on the front as well. I think I went for that, but again, it's up to you. Roof terminal, that puts another terminal inside the cab, just up there. We've then got spring holder down the front, yes or no. We have got speed decal, yes or no. It's on yes at the moment. That's on the back there. It says 50, so you don't have to have that on if you don't want it. We've got light halogen. Now we run through a load of different options here. So we've got halogen and hood lights. You've then got LED and hood lights. Back to halogen, I went LED and hood lights. Front PTO, it has the front 3-point but not the PTO, so you can add the PTO on if you want that. Front loader attacher, Fendt, quick, Hauer, no. And then we got the Xerion Pro Compact again. Main colour, anything on that palette. Again, pick and choose. There's a whole load to go for if you want. Roof colour, we can mix and match that if we want to on the top there. Rim colour, license plate option on there as well. So let's jump out and jump in. Start it up. It does sound very, very good. So lights, beacons, horn. Now you'll notice with the lights, and I really like this as an option. So during the daylight, you want to be able to see this and everything's going on. So when it gets to night time and when you would usually turn your lights on, if I turn the lights on, it does that to the screens. So it puts in low vis mode. So if you're driving at night and you've got your lights outside, your monitor screens aren't brightening up the cab inside, which can be bad for your vision seeing out. It's no different to driving at night in your car and someone puts on a phone or, you know, puts the interior lights on your vehicle. It's harder to see outside with an interior light on. I like that as an option. Turn the lights back off again and they go back to normal screens. It's a cool little feature, that, isn't it? So we'll actually zoom out a little bit. We got L1, nothing, R1, nothing, L1, R1. We've got right stick side to side, and you've got to see the interior light come on. But very cool. Then we got L1, R1, right stick up and down. Does the rear window. And then L1, R1 and left stick does the sunroof at the top there. Very cool. I don't think we had an option. Some of these we've had options for folding those rear markers, but I don't think we have. You can see the LEDs on the outside of those, and we have indicators on those. We go, there we go. Look at the indicators. I love that. They're very cool. Anyway, so now listen to it. I'll be quiet now. I told you, sounds good, looks good, interior is great. It's been a really nice selection of mods, and like I say, if you didn't watch part 1, there's a whole load of cool stuff in part 1 as well. And there you go. That's the Fendt 600 Vario Gen 1 And that's it for the mods for Friday the 1st of August. I hope you found all this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then of course, please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do, enjoy the rest of your weekend. And thanks for watching.